Young people, children don't remember what you've taught them in relation to like the lessons that you've taught, but they do remember how you made them feel and what you brought into the spaces that you were existing within. And for me, modeling what you seek is a potent way of laying down examples of expectations of an ethos that you're trying to shift in the spaces that you're part of. So for me, what modeling, what I seek looks like is, for me as a person in these spaces and the work that I do, what am I looking to normalize when it comes to conversations about masculinity and embodiments of masculinity? First and foremost, I'm looking for accountability, not just accountability in terms of belief and actions, but accountability in relation to I am accountable for the person I am and the person that I'm becoming. So accountability for me looks like modeling that in real time. If I get something wrong, if I make an assumption that isn't correct, if I say something that activates somebody and it came from a position of not being fully informed of the context, I have to model accountability in a way of that's on me. I didn't view that in this fullness that was needed. And as a result of that, that's on me. I'm taking accountability for that. Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted you there. That's on me. Like, continue. Like, I'm just naming that out loud. We don't do that in the space, right? Interruption is not cool. Naming and taking accountability and providing examples of accountability normalize the behavior, but also give evidence of you going first. And often in spaces and places where conversations are so polarizing, so activating, going first and normalizing the behaviors and beliefs and ethos that you're trying to instill not only creates a culture of safety, but it also shows that you are backing up what you are suggesting, what you are, asking of in the space. It's a form of leadership ultimately. Young people can't model what they can't see. And for us in the spaces, we often talk about modeling authenticity or modeling vulnerability or needing, vulnerability and authenticity and accountability and dismantling some of these taken for granted assumptions of, genetic experiences. But we have to also evidence that in our own work too. We also have to evidence that in the way in which we present in the spaces that we're a part of. And so modeling what we seek as professionals or just as people in spaces and as members of our communities that are trying to, instill different ideas and different perspectives of what masculinity can be, what it can look like, how it can present itself, has to require us as professionals to actually name that ethos really clearly. What am I actually looking to instill? What are we looking to instill in this space? What is the ethos that we are working towards? And how can our actions, our reactions fuel that aspect of what we're looking to bring in? How can we make that a part of not just what we say, but what we do? And what I found across the years of me doing this work is that almost acts as a fast track to new ideas, beliefs, and behaviors being embodied and presented in the spaces that, young people and people exist within. Something about going first and normalizing creates the conditions for those behaviors and belief systems to also be implemented. Is it always perfect? Absolutely not. But there is a tendency at times to present the issue, for lack of a better term, or the issues, let's make it pluralized, solely at the feet of young people that we're working with, or solely at the feet of these specific young men and masculinities, or solely in this specific context. It takes a village to raise and cultivate communities. We all have a part to play. And often what I feel like we do is we bypass our own modeling, what we actively bring into the spaces that we're a part of, at the expense of actually, oh, I need to do this and this needs to be done, this needs to be done. We don't often turn that sort of mirror, for lack of a better term, inwards and go, am I in alignment with this? Am I actively, intentionally modeling this? Is this evidenced in what I do and what I don't do? We have to see ourselves as active participants in the cultures that we're crafting, not passive recipients and disseminators of information or instruction. Culture requires all of us to be involved. And modeling what we seek, going first in a cultural context that often, shames or, dissuades us from trying to go first or being the first people to initiate X, Y, or Z action, that can be really potent in cultures where we are looking to transform the spaces and places that we're existing within. So just a brief stream of consciousness that I wanted to share with you today. Modeling what we seek and being actively participating in the spaces that we're a part of can be really challenging at times. It can feel uncomfortable. It can feel like something that at times can activate us. But this cultural shift that we're working towards, or that you're working towards in your current context, requires you to also embrace that uncomfortability too. And that being evidenced, that being seen, that being experienced is much more of a potent learning tool than simply passing down instructions and ethos without embodying it yourself. So I hope this lands. Like I say, a brief stream of consciousness, something that's been on my mind a lot this week at the time of recording. So much so that I wanted to jump on and share it with yourselves who tune into the episodes. So as I say, hope it was useful. Hope it's got some things for you to really percolate on and think about. And if it does, please feel free to share with those in and around the spaces and places that you exist within and work within too. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you in a future episode very, very soon. Big, big blessings. Bye-bye.